Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Welcome into the Steelers Talk Live Show. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. That is your producer, Jeffrey Cooperstein, still waving his towel because he's a true Yinzer. But before we get into our content today, guys, make sure you click that thumbs up icon and like today's live stream. Appreciate all the real ones tuning in at the beginning of today's show. On today's program, Croup, we've got a bunch of great Steelers content for the Yinzers out there. First up, the latest Steelers news and rumors. We got a new update on Aaron Rodgers yet again today, and we've got a little bit of a new wide receiver trade rumor to talk about today surrounding one Terry McLaurin. I'm going to let you know if I think that's a realistic possibility. Then we'll get into some contingency plans for the Pittsburgh Steelers at the quarterback position. If Aaron Rodgers decides to retire this offseason, what is their best course of action if Rodgers decides to hang up the cleats? Then we'll take your questions on the weekly Steelers Talk live mailbag segment, so make sure you guys get your questions in. And then we'll finish up today's show with yet another Madden simulation. Monday, we had the Steelers losing to the New York Jets in the season opener. Hopefully today against the Seattle Seahawks, we can get in the win column in our Madden simulated season. If you guys want to get a question on the mailbag, that'll be coming up later in today's show. All you guys have to do is go down there in the live chat room and put in your question alongside hashtag Steelers. So for example, if you want a question on the show, you put hashtag Steelers, then alongside that, you put your question. So like hashtag Steelers, will Pittsburgh win the Super Bowl this year? Or whatever question you have for me. You put that question in the live chat, and I will make sure to get you on today's live Q&A. So really do appreciate all of your guys' support. And if you want to guarantee that you get your question on the show today, you guys can send in a donation of any dollar amount, and we will make sure that you get on the mailbag this afternoon. Our donation menu today, guys, a $5 super chat or donation. We'll do a Here We Go Steelers chant for you guys, and we'll wave the towels around a little bit. $10 enters you into a raffle that we're going to be doing at the end of the show today for a Steelers Talk hat. All right, so we're giving away one of these, per show this summer. But we have to get to minimum $50 on the stream, according to our bosses, in order to give a hat away. So we need to get to $50 on today's show to give away a hat. $10 gets you into the raffle. $20 gets you 3 tickets into the raffle. Plus, you get your name on the Steelers Talk Gong that we have, that we're going to be putting a bunch of names on this summer. $50 will bang for you. Plus, you get 10 tickets. You also get your name on the Gong if it's a 50. And then if we get to $250 total today, we will bang the Gong for you guys. And every $250 we make on the show, by the way, we're hitting the Gong for you. So if you guys want to get your donations in via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, you guys can actually double your raffle tickets to win the Steelers Talk hat for today's show. Also, we're doing a May jersey raffle. So next week, Thursday, we're going to be giving away a Steelers jersey of the winner's choosing. And if you get in on the hat raffle today, you are automatically entered into the jersey raffle that we're going to be doing next week, Thursday. So if you want to double your raffle tickets for both the jersey raffle and the hat raffle, make sure you guys send in your Venmos, Cash Apps, and PayPals. You can find me at Jack-Sperry on Venmo, money sign Captain Jack 19 on Cash App, or at Captain Jack Rabbit on PayPal. Justin Yankuski, my man, $2, says 90,000 subs before Rodgers signs. I hope not, Coop. I hope that we get resolution on that before 90,000 subs. We're getting pretty close to 85,000 here, though. I think we're about 400 away from 85,000 here. So that'd be a great milestone to get to before Rodgers signs. But obviously, if Rodgers signs before then, that obviously means good things for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Absolutely. You know what? I want to get to 90,000 as fast as possible, but I also want this freaking thing to be over with.
Yeah, me too, man. If they can both happen quickly, that would be the best case scenario there. But how long, Coop, do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers should be willing to wait on Aaron Rodgers before they add a different quarterback to their quarterback room? Omar Khan has already said they want to go into camp with 4 quarterbacks. They only have 3 on the roster right now. So who is the quarterback at what point do the Steelers move on and get a different quarterback other than Aaron Rodgers?
Day 1 of training camp.
Day one.
That's when I think it is.
So you don't sign somebody before camp?
Maybe like a rando, but I think you wait for Rodgers until training camp.
I think you wait for Rodgers. I think you tell Rodgers, I don't know if it's midway through July or a week before training camp or whatever that time period is. But like you tell Rodgers, it's like, this is our absolute last date where we feel comfortable waiting for you. If you don't feel comfortable signing, just let us know and we'll be happy to move on. But like, I don't think you can wait past training camp. I think you have to go into training camp with 4 quarterbacks. So it has to be before training camp begins, but you also want to give Rodgers as much time as you possibly can because, let's face it, he's the best option that the Steelers have at this point in time. Oh, look who's here, Kurgan! Code coming in with a $6 super chat. He says, ring out for my fallen bro, M number 177, Ken Jr. Rest in peace, my bro. Yeah, absolutely, Kurgan. Appreciate you. And you know what? With that 6 coming in, I'm guessing we're going to see a 9 come in here pretty darn soon. But Kurgan, it's good to see you, man. I know you love these Madden Sims that we did last year, and we're having some fun with the Madden Sims this year
Rest in
as
peace
well.
to your bro.
But rest in peace to your fallen bro, my man, Ken Jr. Rest in peace. Absolutely, Kurgan. Appreciate your support. All right. Brian says, Kurgan, it's been a while. Kurgan, it's good to see you. He was here for the draft a little bit. But it's good to have Kurgan back in the chat for sure. So get the party started for us down there in the comment section. Spam those me's in the chat if you've liked the stream today for a shout out. I want to give some love to the people that have shown up today. We're already at 232 people watching live around the world. We need to get to 60 likes before we get into our first segment, though. We're at 50 likes right now. We need 10 more likes. Shout out to Ollie the Reaper. Shout out to Boats. Shout out to Steelers Territory. Shout out to Gerald. Shout out to Matt, Tristan, Derek, Chuck Dugan. Damian Roy is here. What's up, Derek? We got Rez. We got Mr. Gamer. We got Tristan White. Got Joe. We got Dustin. We got Eric. We've got Big Dog. We've got Ben. We've got Christopher Domingo. We got Matt Greenland. Got Chaos Plays. We've got John, Cameron, Taco Man. We got Jay Knudsen, Cameron, Misty God. Got Jason L. Got Sasha, Amy Walter, Tyler Sowers, Michael Dormant. We got a good crew of Steelers fans ready to get things going here on Steelers Talk. Our first segment today, the latest news and rumors surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll get to that in about 30 seconds. Then, contingency plans at the quarterback position if Aaron Rodgers decides to retire. Then we'll get into your questions. While I'm in my segment here, guys, feel free to get your hashtag Steelers down there in the live chat so you can get a question on today's live program. And then we'll finish up with our Week 2 Madden simulation between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Seattle Seahawks. Without further ado, let's get into our first segment today, the latest news and rumors surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers. Welcome into Steelers Talk. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. Today we have a bunch of Steelers news and rumors to cover on today's program. First up on the show, an Aaron Rodgers timeline update was given to us by Steelers owner Art Rooney II. Today, I'll give you the latest surrounding the 4-time NFL MVP and when and if he is going to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then we'll get into a new Steelers trade rumor that has been put out there on Steelers Twitter for Terry McLaurin, the Washington Commanders wide receiver. I'll let you guys know if that trade is a possibility. Then we'll get into the Steelers' best kept secret according to Bleacher Report. So make sure you guys stick around to the end of today's show to see who that secret player is. But before we get into the content today, I welcome you guys to click that subscribe button and help us get to 85,000 subscribers on this channel. We provide you guys free, informative, and in-depth Steelers coverage every single day on this channel. We have breaking news coverage every time the Steelers make a big move, and with a wide receiver move and then probably a quarterback move coming up on the near horizon, I'd highly recommend you guys click that subscribe button for our live breaking news coverage. And speaking of live shows, we go live every Monday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We do our Madden simulations for our simulated season that we're doing on this channel. And all that content is 100% free. All you guys got to do is click that subscribe button right now. And with that, let's get into the news and rumors, starting with Steelers owner Art Rooney, the second who spoke actually yesterday at the NFL owners meetings to a number of different people. And he said that he's willing to wait, quote, a little while longer for Aaron Rodgers, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. Now, Rooney said something very similar to this back on April 1st, back during the NFL owners meetings back in Palm Beach earlier this offseason, when the exact quote that he had then was he would be willing to wait for, quote, not forever, but a little while longer. So it's literally the exact same quote that he's willing to wait, quote, a little while longer for Aaron Rodgers, even though, we are in the middle of May at this point, a month and a half later after he originally said that back in Palm Beach. He also said this after the NFL draft. He says, we're still kind of getting the same signals we've been getting recently that he does want to come here, talking about Rodgers. I do think we may get word soon, obviously, with things starting to crank up here with the offseason program, etc. If he's coming, we would like to get him here soon for some of that. By the way, Steelers OTAs begin next week, Tuesday, May 27th. So the big question on everybody's mind right now is, when is Pittsburgh's deadline for Rodgers? When is that red line? According to Rodgers, no deadline has been set. And according to ESPN's Brooke Pryor, she has confirmed that the Steelers have not given Aaron Rodgers a date that he needs to make his decision by. And according to Pryor, she says that for the Steelers, it quote-unquote doesn't matter when Aaron Rodgers signs with the team this offseason. They just want him to eventually come to that conclusion. And then another report came out today from Ray Filipaldo from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette saying that Pittsburgh would be okay waiting until quote-unquote early July for Aaron Rodgers. And that is definitely interesting because I think that is probably around the point where they would be willing to wait for him. And I will say this, all right, if Rodgers isn't signed by the end of May, all right, by the end of this month, or actually by the end of June, or by the end of mandatory minicamp, I should say, you have to question whether he will at all because, you look at the situation and, after mandatory minicamp is over on June 12th, you have a large stretch of time there from June 13th to the start of training camp in Latrobe, which begins in late July, where the Steelers have no organized team activities. All right, Rodgers has a long strip of land there to be able to sign a contract, and there's nothing going on. So there's nothing that's really preventing him from signing on the dotted line right when OTAs are over if his goal in this whole charade and this whole saga is to avoid OTAs altogether. So I think if Rodgers does sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's probably going to be by mid-June. If we get past like June 15th, June 20th, and we're starting to get into July and he still hasn't signed with the team, that's when I'm going to start to get worried that Aaron Rodgers has not signed on the dotted line. But hopefully he signs with this team very soon. There's a lot of rumblings from guys like Adam Schefter, Mike Florio, and others that say that they think Rodgers is going to sign by the end of the month of May and maybe even sign before the team begins OTAs next Tuesday. I would actually keep my eye out for Pat McAfee's show tomorrow. That certainly seems like a good time for Rodgers to announce if he wants to show up for Steelers OTAs this year in full. But another nugget from Ray Filipaldo here says that the team will likely wait to make a move at the wide receiver position until they know how the Aaron Rodgers saga is going to play itself out here over the next several days, weeks, and hopefully not, but potentially months. Ray Filipaldo said this: I think they eventually will sign another wide receiver, but I think they want to wait to see what Aaron Rodgers does. Maybe Allen, talking about Keenan Allen, would be a good fit, or maybe Gabe Davis. But I don't think that move happens until the Steelers know what's going on with Rodgers. So, I mean, that's even more reasons to want Aaron Rodgers to hurry the F up and make a decision here, because if the Steelers are truly waiting to make that call at wide receiver to see what Rodgers is going to do, then obviously it would be in the Steelers' best interest to get Rodgers under contract as soon as possible. And by the way, that also gives Rodgers an incentive to sign as soon as possible, because they can get the best possible receiver they can the earlier that he signs with the football team. So hopefully he signs on the dotted line soon. So coming up here on Steelers Talk is Terry McLaurin, a potential trade trade candidate for the Pittsburgh Steelers this offseason? I'll give you my answer to that question here in just one moment. But first, let's have a word from our sponsor today at Prize Picks, which is the best place to turn your sports knowledge into cold, hard cash this sports season. With millions of members, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all, and you just pick more than or less than on at least 2 player stat projections for a shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, and you can also turn your playoff hot takes into tickets to basketball's championship series, where every lineup you make on Prize Picks will enter you in the Takes Two ticket sweepstakes, which could get you and a +1 a VIP trip to the championship. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday, where every Tuesday, Prize Picks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value for your lineup. So this is an example of a Prize Picks projection for you guys. You could take the more on three-pointers made per game average during the Eastern Conference Finals for Jalen Brunson, take the less on three-pointers made per game average for Mikal Bridges at 1.7, and then the less on three-pointers made per average for the Eastern Conference Finals for Tyrese Halliburton as well. So you guys can download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. So we got this report from Jordan Schultz yesterday saying Commanders All-Pro wide receiver Terry McLaurin was not at practice today as offseason workouts continue. He had been a full participant previously and is entering the final year of his contract, worth monitoring as Phase 3 of Washington's offseason program kicks off in under a week. So a lot of people took this report to say, oh no, things are going so wrong with Terry McLaurin and the Washington Commanders. They might trade him. No, I really don't think that's going to be the case, guys. The Commanders are trying to win Super Bowls right now. Terry McLaurin, in my opinion, is by far and away their best wide receiver. And there's just no chance in hell, in my opinion, that they're going to trade him. Maybe things kind of get hairy with, OTAs, and maybe he doesn't show up to mandatory minicamp and all this different stuff. I think both Terry wants to be a Commander, and I think the Commanders want Terry to be a Commander in 2025. So the fact that both sides want to get a deal done, I think a deal is going to get done between those two. If you're looking for more realistic wide receiver targets for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the two top free agents are Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen. Those two kind of do somewhat different things, but they're both really good route runners. I think that they could certainly fit into the Steelers' kind of quote-unquote win-now type of mentality that they have right now with Aaron Rodgers likely coming into the fold. But if you wanted to go get a former Green Bay Packer receiver, or actually current Packer receiver, Romeo Doubs or Dontavian Wicks, I think those are two young receivers that could potentially be dealt for the right price. And if you're looking for kind of a lower-priced wide receiver target via trade, John Mechie out of the Houston Texans, I think could be got for a late day 3 pick, either a round 6 or round 7 pick, and he's still very young at only 25 years of age. So if you're looking for a wide receiver target that's a little bit more realistic, I would say take a look at these 5. And now we'll transition here to Bleacher Report's Matt Holder, who believes that Zach Frazier, the Steelers' starting center, is the team's best-kept secret heading into the 2025 season. This is what Holder had to say about the second-year center from West Virginia. Frazier is coming off an impressive first season in the NFL that deserved more recognition than just an all-rookie team selection. He earned a 76.8 PFF grade during the regular season that ranks 6th among all centers, due in part to surrounding just 12 total pressure. So Frazier did an absolutely fantastic job last year, guys. And in my opinion, on film, when you compare him to the other centers in the league, he's already a top 10 starting center in the National Football League, in my opinion. And I think that, if he takes another step forward this year, we might be looking at a potential top 5 center in the game. So hopefully he continues his ascent here in year 2. And, the fact that you have that really solid, steady piece in the middle of your offensive line, I think that is really an underrated aspect of this Steelers offensive line that I think is going to really help them out as they approach really a crucial 2025 campaign for this unit, which is the offensive line. And then kind of controversial here, PFF and Trevor Sikkema, their main guy there at Pro Football Focus now, ranked DK Metcalf, the new Steelers' #1 receiver, just 24th on his list of the top 32 wide receivers in the NFL today. I really respect Trevor, and I think he knows ball, but I think I have to disagree with this this one because I think DK is definitely a top 20 receiver in the game. But this is what Trevor had to say in terms of his reasoning. Metcalf didn't have his best season in 2024 and finished with a 75.0 receiving grade, but he's been remarkably consistent throughout his career, never posting a grade below 73. Since 2019, he's recorded 89 contested catches, and now he'll look to reset with a fresh start in Pittsburgh. Now, if there was guys that I thought were better than DK Metcalf on his list, I would be, more willing to accept the number 24 ranking. But he has guys like, guys that are washed, like Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins. Amari Cooper took a big step down last year. Marvin Harrison Jr., come on now. He had one season in the league. He's already better than DK Metcalf. And Jalen Waddle, who's a number 2 receiver. Keenan Allen, another guy that took a step back last year. This list is from maybe 2019, 2020. This is not a 2025 list, in my opinion. And DK Metcalf, you can make an argument, is better than all 10 of the players and the receivers that we just showed on screen. In my opinion, he's a bona fide top 15 receiver in the game because he is such a physical specimen. At his size, his ability to come down with contested catches, and then his yards after the catch and run after the catch ability at his size, he is an absolute locomotive that you cannot bring down if he gets ahead of steam, all right? So he is somebody that, maybe he has a little bit of a limited route tree, but the stuff that he runs, he is elite at, and he is a perfect fit for what the Steelers are looking for in their true X receiver. And I think this year he's going to prove to Trevor and prove to everyone that kind of doubts him that he's going to be a bona fide top 15, if not top 10 receiver in the National Football League moving forward. But fill in the blank for me down there in the comments section. DK Metcalf is a top blank receiver in the NFL right now. Is he top 20, top 15, top 10? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. And before I go here, I do want to give some shout outs here to the people that have followed me on X this week. I want to give some love to the people that, support me on my social media. And by the way, it's absolutely free to follow me on X. If you guys want a future shout out on the show, feel free to go follow me on X at Jack_Sperry. But today's shout outs go to Daniel, Caden, Noah, Chris, Bluffer, Matt, Bob, Don, Yinzup, Mark Fuqua, the Cathster, hope I'm saying that right, Lori, Mr. Tall, Dorian, Killicam, Matthew, Stan, Joe, Jackson, Kanka, Freddie, Sean, Junis, X-Zombie, Brian, Ryan, J-Ham, the last white Christian conservative, Deshaun, Jason, Gordon, Robbie, Nick, Tim, Josh, Cameron, Whitey, Braden, Keith. And again, guys, if you want a future shout out on the show, feel free to go give me a follow at Jack_Sperry. Well, just wanted to show some love to the people that show some support to me. So make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you guys for stopping by for today's edition of Steelers News and Rumors. We got more Steelers content coming your way throughout the weekend, so make sure you click that subscribe button for more Steelers content. First segment in the books. There's the 9 from Kurgan Cold. He says, just getting back from broken back. I can walk. I want to be able to run cross country by July 4th. Ready to have some fun. Wow,
that's crazy,
Kurgan. That is a lofty goal. If you can't, sounds like you've been putting in a lot of work, Kurgan. And I'm not gonna put anything past you, man. If I know anything about you, you've got an iron will, and you can do anything you set your mind to. So we support you in your goal there. I'm sorry to hear about some of the medical issues that you have been going through here over the last several months. You've disclosed some of that stuff to me, but it's glad to see you back in the chat here, and hopefully you're going to have a good time with us here on Steelers Talk Live today.
I know you got a Venmo as well.
Yes, I did get a Venmo. Good call.
Make sure you guys get your questions in for the mailbag. Use hashtag Steelers or Super Chat to get on today's show. If you want to skip the line, Super Chat is the way to do so. Otherwise, you're at the mercy of me.
Otherwise, Coop gets to decide which questions get on the show. Did get a Venmo that came in, so Coop will put that up on screen here momentarily. Our next segment coming up, we're going to be talking about contingency plans for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the wrong listicle there, Coop.
Is it?
I think so. I mean, you guys can still click that subscribe button.
Do you not want them to sub?
I do want them to sub.
It sounds like you don't.
It would be nice to get to 85,000 subscribers by the end of the week. Why
not today?
That would be terrific. I mean, today would be great, but my goal would be the end of the week for sure. But make sure you guys get your donations in. Again, we're going to be giving away a Steelers Talk hat. We're going to be giving away one of these to one lucky winner on every single Steelers Talk live show this summer. If you guys want a free raffle entry for this, if you don't have money to donate to the channel, that's perfectly fine. All I'll say is give me a follow on X. If you give me a follow on X today, I will make sure. Jaden just followed me on X. Shout out to Jaden. If you guys give me a follow on X at Jack_Sperry, I'll put you into the raffle for the Steelers Talk hat. But our bosses told us we have to get to $50 in donations today in order to give away the hat. So right now we're sitting at about $20. We still need $30 more to give away the hat today, just so you guys know. But Brian comes in with a $3 Venmo. Appreciate you, Brian. And he says, let me find his... It's Brian Ruiz. He says, thoughts on Mike McDaniel for offensive coordinator or head coach next year if Tomlin and McDaniel get fired. I think there is going to be a lot of good options next year for a coaching staff overall and presumably to help develop the new rookie quarterback. Thank you guys for the show. I mean, if McDaniel gets fired, I would 100% be in on him. He's kind of different than the type of coaches the Steelers usually hire. They usually go defensive-minded guys, very charismatic people.
They've only had 3 head coaches in their history.
And they've only had 3 head coaches. Well, they've had more than that in their history. But
in the last,
in the Super Bowl era, they've just had 3 head coaches. So, I would be okay with Mike McDaniel. I think he is absolutely an offensive genius, and that might be exactly the type of guy that the Steelers need if they're going to be drafting a new quarterback last year. He completely saved the career of Tua Tagovailoa, got him paid a lot of money, and is probably the reason why Tua is considered a bona fide starting and franchise quarterback in the league. So if he's available, I would absolutely love Mike McDaniel as this team's head coach. Absolutely. $20 from Taco Man. We're just $10 away from giving away the hat. Taco, you're getting on the gong, my friend. So shout out to you. Coop, you want to read the question for me?
Sure. Taco says, adding Jack Sawyer to the edge rushers room only makes it easier to trade Highsmith for Chris Olave and help free up money to pay Watt.
Well, there's only one issue with that, my friend, and the issue is the Saints don't want to trade Chris Olave. And the Steelers don't want to trade Alex Highsmith. They love him. So, it's an interesting idea for sure.
We also have to see what Sawyer is in the NFL first.
Yeah, and we still have no idea what Sawyer's going to be. Just to assume that Sawyer's going to be, like a starting caliber player, I don't know if I'm ready to go there, and I don't think the Steelers are ready to go there. The Steelers like to have 4 edge rushers. That's why they traded for Preston Smith last year, because they like that depth at that position. So I don't think they want to give away that depth with a player they really, really love and fits their defense perfectly in Alex Highsmith. I just don't think that's a realistic possibility. But it's an interesting idea there, Taco Man, for sure. Appreciate the 20. You are on the gong, and you have, what is 20? Is that 3 raffle entries?
2.
2 raffle entries. Okay, cool. We do have a Cash App coming in here. So I sent that to Coop. Cool. We'll get to that here in just a moment. A $69 super chat from Kurgan called Bang! Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. All right, so how do we want to do this? Is he saying that he wants to donate a hat to somebody, or is he saying he wants to give away raffle entries?
I don't know.
Kurgan, let us know what you're thinking there. Are you trying to give away a hat to somebody, or are you trying to give away raffle entries for the hat? Either way, we're cool. Just let us know in the chat there. By the way, Coop, Seth Gamble just followed me on Twitter. Enter him into the raffle, please. Kurgan, just let us know in the chat what you want to do. We're willing to do either one. We can give away an extra hat today, or we can just give away the raffle entries. Just let us know when you get a chance there, Kurgan. Appreciate the $69 super chat, my friend. It's good to have you back. And so let's get into our next segment here, Coop. Well, before things get too crazy with the super chats and all that stuff.
Let's go to this first.
Oh, yes. I almost forgot. $10 from Gary Frank gets him into the hat raffle. I'm kind of rooting for Gary because he's entered a lot of our raffles and he hasn't had the best luck. So I'm really rooting for Gary today. He said, for Tomlin for president 2029, LOL. Appreciate you, Gary. You're one of the real ones. You hear every single show.
Not to get political, I think Mike Tomlin would be a very good president.
Well,
he's a leader.
He's a good leader, and he would have very entertaining press conferences with his bug eyes.
Yes,
that would be very good.
And all his Tomlinisms.
Craig Ernest follows me on Twitter. He gets a raffle entry here. Shout out to Craig. Did Kurgan give us an answer here on the...
I just gave him raffle entries, but Kurgan, let us know if you wanted to be in the raffle or if you wanted to donate the entries.
Yeah, just let us know about Kurgan, what you want to do there, because we will be more than happy to give away another hat if that's what you want to do. But we got another segment to get to here before the mailbag. Don't be afraid to get your questions down there in the live chat, because that's coming up next, or coming up 2 segments from now. But let's get into our next segment right here, guys. Contingency plans if Aaron Rodgers decides to retire. Welcome into Steelers Talk. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. Today, we're going to be talking about what the Pittsburgh Steelers can consider at the quarterback position if Aaron Rodgers retires. Obviously, the team is banking on Rodgers to be their starting quarterback as it stands right now, but until he signs on that dotted line, retirement is still a possibility. And what if he goes down that road? What should the Steelers do? We're going to talk about some of the possibilities on today's edition of Steelers Talk. But before we get into it here, like the video if you want the Rodgers saga to finally be over. All right, we have been here since March, waiting for Rodgers to sign, and now it's mid-May. So if I want this thing to end, if you're with me on that, make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon for a free and easy way to help out the show. And if I'm being honest here, guys, it's very possible that the plan that the Steelers have, if they don't get Rodgers, is just to start Mason Rudolph this year and just bring in kind of a nobody to be the 4th quarterback on the roster before camp. That is certainly a possibility. The team likes Mason. The players in the locker room like Mason, and obviously he's going to have time during OTAs to get himself ready. So you can certainly make an argument that he would be the best available option for the Steelers heading into training camp if Rodgers decides to hang up the cleats. But I do think that Pittsburgh will add a 4th quarterback to their roster before camp. All right, and I think that they would like to prefer, and they would prefer a quarterback that they feel gives them a chance to win this year, because let's face it, Cam Hayward only has 2 years left in his career, and they would rather try and win with a veteran quarterback that they feel like gives them a chance to win the whole thing than to maybe go with like a 6th-round rookie in Will Howard, who really gives you no chance at winning the Super Bowl this year. So out of the outside options that are veterans, I do think if Rodgers retires, the guy that they will probably target is Kirk Cousins from the Atlanta Falcons. All right, and I think the Steelers have kind of known that Cousins is kind of in their back pocket in case Rodgers retires, because nobody else is looking for quarterbacks right now. So Cousins is 36 years old. He's not as old as Rodgers, but he did show some signs of aging last year. He's always brought good size to the table. He's got a ton of experience. He's been a franchise quarterback in this league for a long time. Will not be scared of the big moment or anything like that. He's been there and he's done it. He's played in West Coast offenses like Arthur Smith's, his entire career with, in Minnesota, and even before that with Jay Gruden with the Washington Redskins back in the day. And then he goes to the Falcons, who run, lo and behold, a Sean McVay style offense. And, I think that he would be, technically a good scheme fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers if he were to be traded here. My scouting report on him, he does a lot of the nuances of the position really well. He's a very smart, intelligent quarterback, can mentally process a defense very fast. He does attack the middle of the field, something Russell Wilson and Kenny Pickett never really did. He's got excellent leadership qualities. He's a good guy. He's going to be a good ambassador for the organization if they trade for him. He is accurate, throws with anticipation, and can't throw with good touch. But the cons, the arm strength, he's not really an athlete. He's never really been a mobile quarterback. The playmaking playmaking upside is not there. So you're really hoping for him to be just a pure pocket passer if he is the next quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the playoff record is not exactly great. I think he just has one playoff win in his entire career against the New Orleans Saints back when he was with the Minnesota Vikings. So not exactly a great record in the postseason either. And then you take a look at his advanced numbers last year. There's some things that are pretty decent. He got the ball out of his hands, pretty decently quick at 2.171 seconds average, the 11th in yards per attempt. So the efficiency was pretty decent. He was around league average in EPA per play, which was actually higher than guys like Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers last year, despite kind of a tough end to his tenure there in Atlanta, where they eventually replaced him with Michael Penix Jr. because kind of the last month that he played there in Atlanta was just putrid. Just one touchdown to 9 interceptions. Those last 5 games, he had 2 more picks than he had in the previous 9 games to start the season. He actually started the year pretty good, almost 70% completions, 17 touchdowns to 7 picks, and a quarterback rating, or passer rating, I should say, of over 100. But that really went by the wayside there in the final 5 games he started for the Atlanta Falcons. So the positive spin on Kirk Cousins, guys, is that he's going to be better this year because it's year 2 off of the Achilles. And if you know anything about Achilles injuries, year 2 is really when you make that full recovery. So, all the arm strength issues that we saw from Kirk last year really fell off a cliff in that regard. The people that would be positive about a Kirk Cousins season this year in Pittsburgh would say, well, it's year 2, so the arm strength is going to come back. But at 36 years old, I really am kind of skeptical that is going to be the case. But a big question when it comes to Kirk and whether or not the Steelers are going to go get him is how much of Kirk's contract would Pittsburgh be willing to pay if they end up trading for him? It's definitely an interesting situation because next year it's pretty affordable, as far as quarterback contracts go, $27.5 million. It's still a pretty penny, but it's not terrible. But then in 2026 and 2027, you're on the hook for $45 million a piece. And if Cousins stinks next year, then you're still on the hook for that money. And it's I don't know if I want to get into that and make a 3-year commitment to Kirk Cousins when he looked that bad to finish his season back in 2024. So, a potential Cousins trade and what I think it would look like is pretty similar to what the Justin Fields trade looked like between the Steelers and Bears, where it would be a conditional 6th-round pick that could turn into a 5th-round pick if Kirk plays 50 or more % of the Steelers' offensive snaps this year. Because I think the Steelers would have to take on a good chunk of Kirk's contract, I do think that you're not going to be paying too much for that. And I do think that it is the case that the more money you take on in Kirk's contract, the lower price tag you're going to have to pay to Atlanta to land him via trade. So let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Would you accept this trade to land Kirk Cousins to be the next starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers if Rodgers retires? Give me an A for accept or D for decline. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question with an A or a D. So now let's go into who is the better option, at least on paper, between Kirk Cousins or Mason Rudolph for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think on paper, it's still very clearly Kirk Cousins, even though he definitely struggled to finish his time there in 2024 with the Atlanta Falcons. When you compare the stats for Cousins and Rudolph last year, Kirk still had the better season, at least in terms of the stat sheet. The completion percentage was higher. The yards per attempt way outshined Mason Rudolph in that regard. The EPA per attempt, very similarly. The interception percentage was lower than Rudolph's, even though Cousins, like we said, only threw 1 touchdown to 9 interceptions in his final 5 weeks. And Mason Rudolph was still throwing a higher percentage of interceptions than Kirk was. And then he had the higher passer rating on the season quite significantly there. So I do think Cousins is the better quarterback. But, with that said, is Cousins so much? Is he clearing away the better option compared to Mason Rudolph, where you're willing to take on the money on his contract and give up a draft pick next year in order to get him in your building? I could certainly see why some people would be like, you know what, we're not going to win this season anyway if we don't get Rodgers, and some people think we're not going to win this year anyway, even with Rodgers. So why even bother picking up this contract, and why give up a draft pick for somebody that's only going to be here for 1 year, and then we're going to be drafting a quarterback anyway in 2026. So I could certainly see both ends of the argument here. Cousins would certainly help you win now, but like, is it really worth trying to win now, I guess is kind of the argument that the other side would make there. So pick your quarterback down there in the comments section. If you had the choice between trading for Kirk Cousins or riding with Mason Rudolph as your starting quarterback this year, type KC for Kirk Cousins or type MR for Mason Rudolph. In just a second here, I'm going to tell you about our sponsor today at Fanatics. And while I'm telling you about Fanatics today, let me know who you would prefer as the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers this season. With that, let's have word from our sponsor here from Fanatics. And, we don't know who the Steelers starting quarterback is going to be at this point in the offseason, but we know DK Metcalf is going to be that quarterback's prized weapon. All right, so if you guys want to get DK Metcalf's Steelers jersey, he's going to be wearing the number 4 here in Pittsburgh. You guys can get his jersey today when you go to chatsports.com/DK. That's our special link that I have put down in the comments and description of today's show. If you click that link and you make a purchase, Fanatics sends us here at Steelers Talk part of the proceeds, so it helps out the channel. So if you're planning on getting a DK Metcalf jersey anyway, this would be a great way to do it because you get to help out the channel in the process. So go to chatsports.com/DK to get your DK Metcalf jersey in your closet today. So now let's talk about some other potential quarterback options outside of Mason Rudolph and outside of Kirk Cousins, who I do think are probably the most likely options outside of Aaron Rodgers at this point in time. Now, some people would say just ride it out with Mason Rudolph or with Will Howard, the 6th-round rookie. And I just don't think it's fair to him to do that. All right, he's a 6th-round pick. I do think he needs time to develop behind a veteran quarterback. I don't think he's ready to play in an NFL game right away. And I think if you throw him out there, he's going to struggle and it's going to look really bad on him, all right? I think that for Will's sake here, I would rather get a veteran quarterback that starts. I would even start Mason Rudolph ahead of him just to give Will time to develop at least a little bit during the season, because based on what we saw from him at Ohio State, he wasn't even like a high-end college quarterback, in my opinion. And I think that the chances of him going from like a good but not great college quarterback to a good NFL starting quarterback in one offseason are pretty slim. So personally, I'm not really in the start Will Howard week 1 camp, at least I'm not. But some other veteran quarterback options that they could think about, Ryan Tannehill. He's kind of pseudo-retired, but he did meet with the Minnesota Vikings this offseason. It seems like if the right opportunity presents itself, he might be willing to come back and play NFL football at 36 years of age. And the last time that he played in an Arthur Smith offense back in 2022, he was arguably like a top 10 producer at the position, over 230 yards per game passing, 33 touchdowns to just 7 interceptions, and a really good passer rating of over 100 at 106.5. Now, obviously, he was a younger man during that season, and he hasn't played in an NFL game since week 10 of 2023. All right, and he took last year off. So the fact that, or the idea that he's going to come in at 36 years of age and be that same 33 touchdown, 7 interception type of guy that he was with Arthur Smith back in 2020, the chances of that are pretty darn slim. So I'm not even convinced Ryan Tannehill would beat out Mason Rudolph here for the starting job here in Pittsburgh if they end up signing him. Another guy to consider that's a free agent is Carson Wentz. We talked about him on the show earlier this week. Not the most accurate quarterback in the world, and I don't think that is something Mike Tomlin necessarily wants. But hey, back in 2021, he was the starting quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts, and he actually played pretty decently. Now, he wasn't the focal point of that offense. Jonathan Taylor was, and then the defense was the focal point of that team there in Indianapolis. But that's a very similar setup to what the Steelers are trying to do here in Pittsburgh. They want the run game to be the focal point of the offense. They want the defense to be the focal point of the team and the reason why they're winning football games. And, Wentz did protect the football during that 2021 season. But the issue with Wentz is that he hasn't started and been a full-time starter since 2022 when he had his worst season as a starter with the Washington Commanders, where he got benched mid-season. So that's a long time to go without being a starter to all of a sudden thrust a starting position on in a win-now season. And his lack of accuracy, I think, would definitely turn Mike Tomlin off. Then Teddy Bridgewater. He came back at the end of last year after coaching high school football for a while. I think he ended up winning a high school state championship as the head coach of his high school team. And then he came back and he actually played in the wild card game or in the divisional round game versus the Commanders when Jared Goff got banged up. But Teddy hasn't been a starter in the league since 2021 when he had a stint as the starter for the Denver Broncos. So that's been a long time since Teddy Bridgewater has been a starter in this league, and kind of similar to some of these other guys. I just don't know if he's going to be able to come in and immediately fill that role to the level the Steelers are going to be expecting. And then, if you want to get a younger option, Will Levis, I think, is a guy the Tennessee Titans would be willing to let go of here because they just drafted Cam Ward. Will Levis was the previous starting quarterback. I definitely think they'd be willing to let him go. So if you're looking for kind of a high upside type of guy that maybe, you get him and maybe he works out, maybe he doesn't. He's a big body. He's a good athlete. He's a rotational passer, all these different things. And he's an interesting project because of those things. But he's not an established winner in the league at the NFL level. He's 5-16 as a starter in this league, and you can ask Mason Rudolph. He wasn't that good, even though Rudy got benched for him twice last year in Tennessee. But Levis certainly has his accuracy issues as well, so if you're going to put that criticism on Carson Wentz, you certainly have to levy that against Will Levis as well. And, is it really a good idea to recreate the quarterback room that led to the first overall pick here in Pittsburgh? I just don't know if I love this idea either. Levis has some nice competitive toughness and some really great physical tools, but honestly, I just don't know if he's exactly what the Steelers are looking for right now. So long story short, we've done this entire segment here to just kind of show you that the options that the Steelers have outside of Aaron Rodgers are not very good. Now, maybe Rodgers comes in and he stinks, and it's similar to the Jets situation, but also maybe it's like the Minnesota Vikings situation when they brought in Brett Favre in 2009. Maybe it's like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when they brought in a 43-year-old Tom Brady. Both those guys are Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers is a future Hall of Fame quarterback. He's over 40 years old, but I think that a lot of the issues in New York had nothing to do with him. It was a lot to do with infrastructure and coaching and scheme and all that stuff. Plain and simply, I think that the Steelers have the highest upside with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback this year. And if they can't get him, I think they're in big trouble. So take your pick down there in the comment section. If Aaron Rodgers retires, who's your pick at QB1? Is it Mason Rudolph? Is it Will Howard? Is it Kirk Cousins? Is it somebody else? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section, and that'll be it for today's edition of Steelers Talk by Chant Sports. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button for more in-depth and informative Steelers videos like this one every single day right here on YouTube. All right, so we are one more segment away from our Madden sim, and it is our Q&A. How are we doing on questions here, Coop?
We need a little more.
Need a little more questions. So what do you say, 4-minute, 5-minute shot clock or 3-minute shot clock to get questions in? All right, so I can't see anything on my chat. I don't know if it's a Wi-Fi issue or whatever, but I can't see anything in my chat. So I did twice, and it's still showing the monkey with something isn't right on here. But I haven't changed my channel, so I don't know how that's possible. I don't know what to tell you either, but we got another Cash App here that I'll send your way.
And we got a couple super chats, so we'll get to those as well. Gary Frank with the 10 says, time to give Rodgers a suppository. It's fine. It's time to shit or get off the pot. I kind of agree, Gary. Either do it or don't.
Well, listen, man, I want him to sign as soon as possible, but and I don't disagree. I understand the frustration. It's just make a decision. But obviously, Rodgers has certain things in his life that he feels he needs to attend to at this point. Apparently, he has multiple people in his life dealing with cancer, and he's helping people in his life recover from the disastrous wildfires in California that happened last year. So those are kind of the two reasons why he hasn't signed with anybody yet, because he wants to put his attention towards those things. But what I will say is Adam Schefter has said he thinks he's going to sign within the next week. Mike Florio has said the same. And even his biographer, Ian O'Connor, has said he's going to sign by the end of the month. So I think if he signs by the end of the month and he starts winning football games, I don't think anybody cares how long it took to get him on this football team. $10 from Gary Frank. Appreciate you, Gary, for another 10. By the way, Gary, we'll put you on the gong here. Actually, you already got on there on Monday, so good stuff there from Gary. But he put in a question saying, put the Rodgers drama to rest. I want it to come to a rest, but I also want him on the team, man. $10 from Stryker. Get him in on the raffle here. I says, I feel like Howard is not in a favorable position to begin with since they are most likely planning on drafting a quarterback next draft, which is why I want to see him this year. I don't want to see him week 1 because I don't think he's ready. I think it would be a disservice to him. Now, what I will say here, Stryker, is if you bring in Aaron Rodgers and he's terrible and you're not going to go to the playoffs, then yeah, later in the season when he's had some time to still develop and watch Aaron Rodgers and watch Mason Rudolph be the backup, maybe give Howard a shot at the end of the year. But, the Steelers don't owe him anything, man. It's a 6th-round pick. You know what I'm saying? He's a 6th-round pick. He has a lot to prove in practice, in training camp, during the season. He is not, guaranteed any opportunities to start with this football team. So I don't want to see him week 1 because I don't think he's a guy the Steelers can win with week 1, all right? I think that, maybe late in the season, if you're out of the playoff picture, sure, give the kid a shot. But, rookie quarterbacks that are first-round picks never win Super Bowls, let alone 6th-rounders. And the Steelers are trying to win a Super Bowl this year. So, if that's the goal, then it just doesn't make any sense to start Howard right away. So I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Howard at some point this season, but I think that he wouldn't be ready to start week 1. So I would be against that. And I think that Steelers would not be able to accomplish their goals if they do that. So there's more than one reason why I would be against starting Will Howard week 1.
You couldn't have saved all that for the mailbag?
I could have. I mean, shoot, I probably should have, right? Got another one here. Another Cash App. I think is this 10 here? Is this 5? Or is this 4 that he's brought in? I think he's had 5.
3 plus super chat.
Okay, so he's 1 away. Do we want to show it before or nah?
Yeah, that's fine.
Another $10 Cash App from Gary Frank coming in says, should have taken Shuck. Well, the Steelers would have had to use their first-round pick on him because the Saints took him at 40.
Shuck blows.
So I don't know if I would have drafted Shuck. Now, as you guys know, I thought he was one of the better quarterbacks in the class. I had him as my number 3 quarterback in the class. But 21st overall pick, I don't know, man. That would have been a little bit rich for me. Oh, there it is. Another 10 from Gary Frank to make it 50 on the day, which means this one's rolling in from Gary Frank. Bang! Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Did we get an answer from Kurgan?
Yeah, I already put. I handpicked people in the chat to give his entries to.
Got it. What is going on here, man?
You tell me.
I don't know if it's like a Wi-Fi issue or something, but I'm not getting.
Did you try turning it on and off?
Why would I turn off my computer? I'm going to figure this out here. Then we'll get into the mailbag here. Last call for questions. Do we have enough or no?
We have plenty.
We have plenty. Good. Okay, let's get into the mailbag. I finally have the chat back. So let's get into this final segment so that we can get to our Madden sim. So let's get into it. Welcome into the Steelers Talk Mailbag. I am your host, Jack Sperry, and this is my favorite segment that I get to do on this channel every single week because I get to talk to you guys, the Steelers fans, where you guys have your questions for me, and I get to give my answers on the latest surrounding the black and gold. If you guys want to join the most interactive community of Steelers fans anywhere on YouTube, we have over 84,000 people that have subscribed to this channel. We are currently the largest individually run Steelers news program anywhere on this platform, and we give you guys daily and informative Steelers videos every single day. We give you guys weigh-in questions so that you guys can debate with fellow Steelers fans in the chat. We have daily poll questions on our community tab, and we go live every Monday and Thursday to kind of come together as a community and talk Steelers football together, where we also film these mailbags. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. We'll start with the $20 super chat from Taco Man. says, adding Sawyer to the edge rushers only makes it easier to trade Highsmith for Olave and help free up money to pay Watt. So, listen, man, the Steelers have money to pay Watt. That's not necessarily the issue for future seasons, because if they extend him this year, they're not going to have to give him that money this year. It's in future seasons, which they have. But also, I don't think the Steelers have any interest in trading Alex Highsmith. He still has multiple years left on his deal, and they love him. He's somebody that can rush from the edge. He's a great run defender, and he can go out into coverage too, which is really rare for a player that plays on the edge. And, TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith are both proficient at doing that, and it's really gives this defense, something for a defense to fear, because you never know who's coming and who's not, and who's going to be in coverage or not, and they love Highsmith for that. And here's another issue with this idea. The Saints don't want to trade Chris Olave. Apparently, they've been shutting down those rumors and those calls all offseason long. So it's an interesting idea, Taco Man, but I hate to be the bearer of bad news. This has about a 0% chance of actually coming true. Then we got $10 from Gary Franks. It's time to give Rodgers a suppository. It's time to, you guys get it, or get off the pot. And listen, man, I get it. I want Rodgers to finally make this decision. But, he's obviously waiting for a reason, and we can speculate on what that reason is. It could be because he doesn't want to sign until just before OTAs. It might be because he doesn't want to sign until after OTAs are over. It could be because he's got significant personal issues that he's dealing with in his life. Apparently, he's got multiple people close to him that have cancer. Apparently, he's helping people in his life that lost homes in the California wildfires this past year. And he's got a lot on his plate that he wants to attend to before making a commitment to an NFL team. But I'm right there with you, Gary. I want Rodgers to make a decision here so we can finally just move on with our lives. But let me know and take your pick for me down there in the comments section. If Rodgers retires, who is your favorite quarterback option to be this team's starting quarterback next season? Is it Mason Rudolph? Is it trading for Kirk Cousins? Is it signing Carson Wentz? Is it riding with the round 6 rookie Will Howard? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments for today's pinned question. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a few seconds, and when that happens, take advantage of that time by letting me know who your guy is down there in the comments. Then we got one from Striker, $10 super chat, says, I feel like Howard is not in a favorable position to begin with, since they are most likely planning on drafting a quarterback next draft, which is why I want to see him this year. Well, yeah, man, anybody that's drafted in the 6th round is not put in a favorable position to start, because a quarterback taken in round 6, if you know any of the numbers of the quarterbacks taken in round 6, it's not good. I think only 2 guys that have turned into legitimate starters. And I think the 2 guys are Tom Brady and Gardner Minshew, and even Minshew is questionable. So it's not a whole lot of quarterbacks that get taken in round 6 that get opportunities. And, I do think that Howard has got an uphill battle ahead of him here in Pittsburgh. All right. Not only does he have to get on the field, but he's going to have to pretty much prove himself this year in his rookie season if he gets on the field this year, if he wants to keep the job for 2026. Because, like you said, this team is gearing up to take a quarterback next year. So, in terms of playing him and playing him early, I don't think that's good for his development either, because I don't think he's ready. I think he needs time to sit and develop behind a veteran quarterback. And, if the Steelers are losing games and they're out of the playoff picture in the second half of the season, by all means, take whoever the veteran is out and put Will Howard in and see what you got in him, because he's got some nice physical tools, but he also has some deficiencies. He's not the best mental processor in the world. A lot of one read to check down stuff, a lot of one read to run. Also, the accuracy can be very, very hit or miss with him. And, he's just got some issues that, led to him being taken in round 6. Let's just be frank with that. That doesn't mean he can't get better or improve, but I do think there is a reason why he fell. And I do think that the veteran quarterback option here in Pittsburgh is going to get that first chance to start. And yes, I do expect them to probably take a first-round quarterback in 2026 when the draft is in Pittsburgh. So no, Will Howard is not necessarily in the best position. But you know who is? Derek Harmon, because he was the first-round pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. And you can get his Steelers jersey today. Number 99, kind of, some really good aura with that number 99 jersey for Derek Harmon. If you guys want to get that jersey today, you can go chatsports.com/Harmon. That's our special link that's down in the comments and description of today's show. You click that link and you make a purchase. Fanatics sends us here at Steelers Talk part of the proceeds. So if you want to get the new jersey of the new first-round pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think this one's a pretty cool one. If I do say so myself, you can go chatsports.com/Harmon and get it in your closet today. Got one from Collins YouTube. $2 from Collins. Appreciate you. Says, who would be the best QB for the Steelers? At this point, Aaron Rodgers. All right? It's just the truth. And I think that, he's got the highest upside. He's got the best arm talent. He's got the most playoff experience. He's got the most Super Bowl experience out of all these quarterbacks that are still available. So am I guaranteeing that this team is going to have more success this year than they've had in previous seasons with Rodgers at quarterback? No, I can't guarantee you that. But what I can say is that the upside for this team is higher with Rodgers than it is with any other quarterback they could run out there in 2025. I think the Steelers would probably be hoping that they could get some of that Brett Favre magic that the Vikings got in 2009 and some of that Tom Brady magic that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got when they signed a 43-year-old Tom Brady back in 2020. So that's what the Steelers are hoping for. Let's hope Mike Tomlin knows what he's doing. Ali the Reaper comes in here, says chances to get Asante Samuel Jr. are. I know we talked about him already, but what is he? Is he the piece in the cornerback room? Let me know what you think. Listen, man, if he wants to come here and be the starting slot corner, I'd be perfectly fine with that. It's just a matter of, does Asante want to do that? Because I think Asante probably wants to play on the outside. And the Steelers already have Joey Porter Jr., who they still believe in, and Darius Slay, who they brought in free agency. So he would be an awesome addition. He'd be an awesome slot corner here. I just don't think he wants to play slot corner, right? So I think he's going to choose somewhere else. Apparently he's got a lot of interest from a lot of different teams, and he's apparently going to sign with the team in July. So I honestly don't think the chances are very high that the Steelers get Asante Samuel Jr., Ali. I really don't. I think they actually have a higher chance of getting Mike Hilton and bringing him back to the Steelers this year than getting Asante Samuel Jr. at this point in time. Then we got one from Kevin Reed. Says, with Jones being back at his original position, he will have a Pro Bowl season, in my opinion. Your thoughts? Let's hope. Let's hope, man. If that happens, like, this offensive line could legitimately be a really good one. Because you got Zach Frazier, who I think is already a top 10 center in the game. Sayamalu's rock solid at left guard. You got Fautanu, who I think is awesome when he's healthy and if he can stay healthy. And if you put a really good Broderick Jones, Pro Bowl Broderick Jones at left tackle there, I mean, you got one of the best offensive lines in the game, and hopefully Mason McCormick develops as well. So I really hope this comes true, Kevin, but, based on some of the tape we saw from him at right tackle, you have to be skeptical about it. That's what I'll say. I'm going to be hopeful and optimistic about him, but there's certainly a chance that he doesn't end up becoming a Pro Bowl player. So let me know down there in the comments section what you guys think about Broderick Jones, the former first-round pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Will he make the Pro Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers at some point during his career? It doesn't have to be next year, but just let me know. At some point with Pittsburgh, does he make a Pro Bowl? Give me a yes or a no. Got one from Katie Summers 99. Says, how about Tyler Boyd or DJ Chark or even Michael Thomas? I mean, nobody wanted Michael Thomas last year, so nobody's going to want him this year. In terms of Tyler Boyd, he was terrible with Tennessee last year, to be frank. And then DJ Chark was not good either. So those three options, I just don't think. I think Calvin Austin III, Roman Wilson, and Robert Woods are better than all three of those players at this point. So I'm not sure if those are legitimate free agency options. If you're looking for somebody in free agency to bring in, I would look at Keenan Allen, formerly with the Chicago Bears and Los Angeles Chargers, and Amari Cooper, formerly with the Buffalo Bills and Cleveland Browns. That'll be it for today's edition of Steelers Talk and the mailbag here. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and join us for our live shows on Thursdays when we film these mailbags so you can get your question on a future edition of this show. All right, Coop. So we've got plenty of people that have entered into the raffle. I'm going to check my Twitter here to see if we got any more people that have followed. Actually, quite a few.
We'll do it after Madden, right?
Yeah, we'll add the Twitter ones.
Yeah.
We'll add the Twitter ones after the Madden.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to enter into the raffle and make sure you guys get in, $10 raffle ticket for the hat. We're giving away a Steelers Talk hat. There's only Coop, 11 of these that have been that are in the world. So if you guys want one of these, make sure you guys send in a $10 super chat or donation via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal to get in on the raffle. And if you want more tickets, $20 gets you 3 and $50 gets you 10. Greatly appreciate your guys' support. And if you want to enter into the raffle for free, you guys can just follow me on Twitter at Jack_Sperry. So everybody has a chance to win this hat today. Okay, so appreciate your guys' support. And we can get into the Madden stream right now. Coop, I'm gonna change into my hat here real quick.
Oh, you're gonna put the hat on?
Oh yeah. Business time, baby. So if you guys, can we show the?
Yeah, we're gonna show it.
Yeah, we'll show the schedule here in just a second. All right.
Here's the schedule.
Fortunately, the Pittsburgh Steelers took a loss. Let me put the. Oh my goodness, this is going poorly. All right,
that is not going to work.
Why is this not going to work?
You're covering up the logo.
God. Goodness gracious. Oh, the headset is not cooperating here, folks. But on Monday, the Steelers lost to the New York Jets. We're going to be going live every Monday and Thursday, with some exceptions. Depending on my schedule, we might go live on Tuesday or Friday or whatever happens during the summer. But our plan is to go live every Monday and Thursday this summer. Leading up to Steelers training camp, and we'll take the playoffs as far as they'll go into training camp here, guys. So the Steelers start the season 0-1. Again, we are not putting Aaron Rodgers on the roster until he signs. So hopefully he signs soon so we can get some wins for this Madden season. But we move into week 2. Coop, do you want to announce who the starting quarterback is going to be?
You'll see him.
There he is. Will Howard is getting his second career NFL start for the Pittsburgh Steelers. For the people that watched the week 1 stream, he missed a game-winning touchdown pass wide open in the end zone to Calvin Austin III, and then threw a game-losing interception on the final drive of the game to lose against Justin Fields and the Jets by a final score of 14-13. Holy cow, look at those jerseys for the Seattle Seahawks. The neon greens, and the Steelers are wearing the classic home black and yellows.
I thought about giving the Steelers crazy jerseys, but I didn't.
You thought about it, huh?
Yep.
Okay, but you didn't.
Did not.
We did not this week. So, look at the jerseys for the Seahawks, man. Did you have to custom make those with the blue socks?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I figured. All right, man, let's see what happens here. Pittsburgh Steelers versus Seattle Seahawks. And the kick is away. It is fielded at the 6-yard line by, it looks like, Cordell Patterson, and he only gets to the 24-yard line. Tough return for CPAT, but here comes Will Howard and the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Looked pretty good in the first half. Kurgan coming in with a $20 super chat, says, put me in the raffle.
You're in.
So you are in, Kurgan.
Best of luck.
Best of luck to you, Kurgan. So here we go, Pittsburgh Steelers. First play of the game versus the Seattle Seahawks, the home opener in the first ever game for Will Howard as the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers at Acrisure Stadium. It's going to be a jet sweep, a Matt Canada special to start this game. What a joke, and they only get 1 yard out of it? Oh, my goodness, man. The ghost of Matt Canada has returned. Kurgan, appreciate the 20. You are in. And we put you on the gong as well. I'm going to wait till halftime to put you on the gong, though, Kurgan. Here we go. They go empty with Will Howard. Takes the snap. He's going to throw quickly. It is dropped by Jalen Warren.
Yeah, nice catch, Jalen.
Jalen had a great game against the Jets. Had a lot of big runs. Obviously didn't get the win. All right. Just got a cash out. Here goes shotgun, 3rd down and 9, play action. Will's got time. Now he's panicking in the pocket, and he gets sacked, 4th and 11. Terrible start to this football game for Will Howard and the Steelers offense, and it's a 3 and out. So not the best start here, Coop, to week 2 and the home opener.
Not good at all.
Last week he had a first drive touchdown. This week he go 3 and out against Mike McDonald's defense. And the punt's away. It's a good punt here. Fair caught at the 29-yard line, and that is where Sam Darnold. A lot of Steelers fans wanted the team to go and get Sam Darnold this offseason. By the way, Gary Frank, this one's rolling in rope. Gary Frank Bang says, really want the hat, LOL.
Gary, you got 10 more entries.
Gary, we're almost there. How close are we to 250?
If not,
we're getting close to banging the gong. Already. Under center is Darnold. He will play action here. Boot to the left, throws. Beautiful throw, but dropped. Good coverage by the Steelers. Tries to go to Cooper Kupp, new Seahawks receiver, but good coverage by the Pittsburgh Steelers there. And it'll be second down and 10. Good stuff. Good stuff, D. Pat Lepla's here. Hi, Pat. Good to see you. Shotgun. Darnold. Double fake. Now pressure's getting to him, and he's sacked. That looks like Keanu Benton. And it'll be third down and 19. And Darnold's getting up a little gingerly. Keanu Benton gets his first sack of the season. By the way, TJ Watt had 3 sacks to kick off his 2025 campaign last week against the Jets. So Koopa, just let us know when you're done with those calculations. We have 148 in Super Chat.
When I'm done with what?
What's that?
When I'm done with what calculations?
How close are we to 250?
You tell me, dude.
I don't know. Here's Darnold on 3rd and 19. Throw almost picked. That is Darius Slay, who gave up the game-winning touchdown last week versus the New York Jets, covering Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And both defenses force 3 and outs to start this one here in week 2. Let's see here. So 50,
we're definitely past it.
50, 60, 70, 80, 93. $93 in cash apps and super chats. And 148. So I don't think we're there yet, but I think we're like $20 away maybe. Let me see. So here comes the Steelers after the punt. I'll get you an answer here, Gary, here soon.
We're like $9 away.
Yeah, we're like $10 away. Yeah, $9 away. So we're a $10 donation away from hitting the gong here. Every $250 we make on this stream, we are hitting the gong. We have Kurgan. We've slashed the price in half for gong hits. Play action here under center. Howard throws, strong arm, caught. Calvin Austin with a contested catch for a gain of 9.5 yards. All right, just got cash out. We'll get to that at the end of this drive.
Now watch this drive.
2nd and inches, shotgun for Howard. Takes the snap. He's looking, got good amount of time to throw. Now he throws, and he breaks a couple tackles here. And a nice gain for Calvin Austin III again. First down Steelers as they get down to the 34-yard line in Seattle territory. One thing that I will say is that, Madden gave Will Howard a cannon, and he does have a cannon. When he grips and rips that football, he's got all the arm strength you could want.
Who has a better arm, Howard or Aller?
Aller. Not even close.
Alper.
Yeah, Alper. Wing formation here. Two receivers on the field. Under center is Howard. Another action play here. Throws. Tight coverage. Incomplete. Tried to go to Pat Freiermuth. Good coverage by Seattle. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Muth wants a flag.
You know what my gripe is right now, Coop? Why not? Why aren't we running the football? Have they run it once besides that jet sweep to Calvin? I don't think they have. They've just been putting it in Chili Willie's hands all game, who's like a 68 overall quarterback. 5-step drop. Will throws middle, caught, and it's going to be DK Metcalf down to the 6-yard line. That's a nice throw there, Coop. Chill Will coming out here, and he's throwing some darts here on the 2nd drive of the game, and the Steelers are within striking distance. Here with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Now they go shotgun, condensed formation, 3 receivers and a tight end, plus a back. Takes the snap. Howard looking, throws quickly, and misses another wide open touchdown. That is now the second time he has missed a wide open touchdown this season.
By the way, Sperry and I bet $5 on this game.
I did. I said the Steelers were going to lose this game, unfortunately, because I don't think a 68 overall quarterback's going to win many games. But Howard takes the snap. He's looking. Dangerous throw, but caught by Calvin Austin at the 1-yard line. Still only one running play and none to Jalen Warren or Caleb Johnson. It's been all passing plays pretty much. So it's 3rd down and goal from the 1. Hopefully this is where they give it to Caleb. Caleb Johnson's the back in the I formation. Darnell Washington is the fullback. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Caleb Johnson. And he's in! Touchdown Steelers! Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. And Kurgan comes in with a $9 super chat. Appreciate you, Kurgan.
And then Gary.
And Gary coming in with the $10 super chat, which means we got the $250 on today's show. Woo! Appreciate you guys. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. By the way, every $250 we get on these streams, we are banging the gong. So if you want to bang the gong again, you don't have to. I mean, $250, this has already been a great stream, guys. But if we want to get up to, this is now the, second stream in a row? We've had over 100. Oh, yeah. So starting a new streak here this summer, hopefully. Kick is away. It is caught at the 2. And good coverage by the Steelers, bringing them down at the 23-yard line. Hot Rod 24, one of the OGs of this channel, Black Diamond member, comes in with a $2 super chat. And he says, a few things to do in Cleveland. 1, leave.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Appreciate you, Hot Rod 24. And you're not wrong. F the clowns. Condensed formation here for Darnold, who is in shotgun, takes the snap. Now he's going to look short. It is caught, and it's going to be picked a 5-yard pickup here for Noah Fant, the tight end.
What do you think about these Seahawks uniforms?
I hate them.
Why?
Because they never wear them.
Sure they do.
Now with the blue socks, they don't.
Maybe they will.
They look ridiculous.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Let's start a new poll. Do these jerseys look ridiculous, yes or no? Under center. Handoff. Kenneth Walker gets a good block, and he's going to pick up a first down, gets down to the 40-yard line. First down, Seahawks. Kurgan is saying they look ridiculous. I agree with Kurgan.
I disagree with Kurgan.
I mean, the blue socks, come on now. They didn't have any socks to match the green?
They did.
Why didn't you do that?
Because the blue looks better.
No, it does not. Shotgun, handoff, and what a play! Is this Cam Hayward? It is a TFL. As Cam Hayward does what he does best, gets in the backfield and takes down Kenneth Walker for a loss of 4 on first down. Let's go, baby. Second down and 14 from the I formation. Another condensed formation for Seattle. Takes the snap. 7-step drop. Might be gearing up for a deep pass. Nothing there, and he gets sacked. And that's Jack Sawyer, the rookie out of Ohio State, his first career sack. And it'll be 3rd and 27 for the Seahawks. Let's go. Where was TJ? Is he hurt?
No, I think just rotated.
He wasn't on that play. So that's the end of the first quarter here, guys. 7-0 is the score. Again, guys, if you want a chance to win a Steelers Talk hat like the one I'm wearing right here, $10 to enter the raffle. Greatly appreciate your guys' support. We're also going to be giving away a Steelers jersey next week, Thursday. And if you donate to the show today, you guys can get in on the raffle next week as well. So you get entered into 2 raffles. Shotgun here from empty. Darnold looking down the field. He's got plenty of time. Now he's scrambling. Nothing there, and he just throws it out of bounds, incomplete.
4th and 27.
Another 3 and out. This time Nick Herbig gets the hit on Darnold. 2 3 and outs for the Seattle offense to start this game, and the Steelers will get the ball back here with about 5 minutes to go in the second quarter to try and make this a multiple possession game. Robert Derringer says it's an ugly color. See, everyone agrees with me, Coop.
Well, guess what?
Fair caught by the Steelers at the 34. What, Coop?
They don't get to decide.
That is true. You are in charge of the streams.
I do. So suck it.
I like what Gary says here. He says, color is an easy target for Watt to sack, even though he doesn't have any sacks.
That's okay.
That's okay, though. He's got plenty of time. Here we go. Trips right formation for Pittsburgh in shotgun. Willie Chili Howard, play action. He's got time. He's going to throw it middle. Almost intercepted by Seattle. Dangerous pass by Will. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Gotta say, man, obviously the Steelers are up 7-0. And Will's made some nice throws in this game, but he's made some rough throws too. Missed a wide open touchdown. Spread formation here from empty. William takes the snap. He will throw quickly, and it's caught, and stepped out of bounds was Jalen Warren for a gain of 4. Be 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and medium coming up. Come on, let's get a first down here. Kurgan says Jack in the Boz hat. I don't know, what does Boz mean? I don't know, but if you're talking about how these hats are awesome, like Chris Boswell, I completely agree. Pistol formation here, 5-step drop. Will has plenty of time, but he throws to his check down, and they are short of the sticks. It'll be 4th down and 4 coming up. I think Pittsburgh's probably going to punt. That's a missed opportunity right there, Coop.
No doubt about it. Unfortunate.
You had a chance to, even with a field goal there, you go up 2 scores in a 6-minute Madden game. I mean, that's a big advantage right there. Instead, Steelers will punt for the 2nd time today on their 2nd 3 and out. It is fielded and taken to the 19-yard line by Seattle. And here comes Sam Darnold strutting his stuff out there after 2 straight 3 and outs.
Who do we play next?
Week 3, it's not the Vikings. It's the Patriots on the road.
Oh, we'll have some saucy uniforms for that.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure you already have it in your mind what we're going to. Oh, Kurgan says box. Yeah, the box hat. Handoff here to Kenneth Walker on 1st down. Takes it for a gain of 6. So Steelers defense has done a good job getting in the backfield, blowing some stuff up. Actually, Seattle had a 1st down last drive. So it wasn't a 3 and out last one. Sam had a nice throw down the field. Didn't he?
Yeah.
Toss play here to Kenneth. And he's got some room back there. Good pursuit tackle by, it looks like, is that Beanie?
No. I don't know who 26 is.
26?
It was Dante last year.
Yeah, 26.
I don't know.
Is that Dante Kent?
Oh, it might be.
The rookie out of Central Michigan? So now Steelers showing pressure here on 3rd and 3. They hand it off, and it's once again a TFL. Cam Hayward blows it up. And it's 4th down and 5. Another 3 and out for the Steelers defense. They are dominating in the home opener here in week 2. Let's go, man. Woo! So here we go. 3rd punt of the first half for Seattle, and Pittsburgh's going to have a chance to go up 2 scores, finish out the half. It is fielded and fair caught at the 28-yard line by Calvin Austin III, and here comes chill Will Howard again. I will say, Steelers have missed some opportunities here, Coop. Will has missed some throws. He's thrown into some tight windows, but obviously the defense is doing their thing. And as a result, they're winning. This reminds me a lot of like a Kenny Pickett game here, Coop, where the Steelers have a lead, but the quarterback isn't necessarily playing all that well.
We'll see what he can do here.
Offset I formation. He's going to take a 5-step drop. He's going to throw quickly to Metcalf, and there he goes. He has a head of steam, and he's going to pick up 12 yards and a Steelers first down. Let's go, baby. Type those once. Gary Frank, $2, says Cam with the bam. Love that, Gary. By the way, I think Gary so far has been our MVP of the day.
Yes, he has.
Kurgan says Bad Will Hunting. Love it.
Good Will Hunting, great movie.
Great movie. Have to watch it once a year. Hand off to Jalen Warren. He's breaking some tackles, but he's going to get a 3-yard gain on first down.
That's a once-a-year movie for you?
Yeah. I love that movie.
Great movie.
What the scene where Ben Affleck talks to Matt Damon, and he's saying, like, oh, it'd be you'd be like spitting in our faces if you stayed here for your entire life. Like that scene is one of my favorite scenes in all movies. Shotgun, Howard is going to throw check down right away to Pat Freiermuth. He's going to try and reach for the first down. He gets close, but not quite there. It'll be 3rd down and inches coming up for Pittsburgh. Kurgan Cold says DK is ripped. Yes, he is. Under center is Howard. Got to pick up a first down. They're going to trust him to throw. It's caught. First down Steelers. That looks like Robert Woods, number 16, with the catch. And a first down for Pittsburgh.
And then he's taunting.
I mean, the thing that I hate about this, I mean, not the best throw from Howard. Good kick, good job by Woods to adjust to it. But the thing that's sticking out to me about this game plan here in week 2, Coop, is all the passing. They are not running this football with any kind of consistency at all. Once again, 5-step drop for Will. He's got plenty of time. He's going to step up and try to run. He's going to slide down after a gain of 2 as the clock will continue to run. All 3 timeouts for Pittsburgh. Tomlin's not taking one yet. As we get down to a minute, are they going to go, what are we doing here? We're huddling?
On New Issue Day?
On New Issue Day? This is what you do. This is what happens when you bring a pets to New Issue Day. From shotgun, Howard looking, and almost a pick six. Another bad throw from Howard. God, man. Howard looked really good in that first half of the Jets game and then looked bad in the second half, and he has not looked phenomenal. He's gotten away with a couple of drop picks already.
Is that Kobe Bryant?
I think that was Kobe Bryant. 3rd down and 8.
Wasn't there another Kobe Bryant this year?
2 years back. Oh, yeah. Howard's going to throw quickly. It's caught. Can he pick up a first down? Warren's going to fight for it. He gets close, but not quite there. 4th down and 1. I think
decision time.
I think they're going to bring out Boz. Boz is warming up on the field. We'll see if they actually send him out there. 40 seconds to go. Seattle used a timeout because they want the ball back, but a field goal here would make it a 2-possession game. They are going to try the field goal. Be 48 yards. The great and powerful Boz puts it up. And is it good? I don't know. I didn't see a signal.
It was good.
It was good, says Coop. Okay, so 10-0. Steelers lead. And now the Seattle Seahawks, who haven't done anything in this first half, only have 36 seconds to try and score. Steelers did get the ball to start the game, so Seattle will get the football back to start the half. I mean, of course Boz made it. Like, why did I even question if it was good, if it was good or if it was good or not? Of course he made it. Boz kicks it away. It will be fielded at the 6, and it is taken to around the 25-yard line. So they still have 2 timeouts. So if they can hit a couple of shots downfield, they could get in the field goal range, especially with the 2 timeouts that they have. Kurgan Cold says, be right back. Beer run.
Love that.
Make sure you run there, Kurgan.
Those look sick.
No, they do not. That bright blue?
Yeah.
Ew.
Sorry, you have bad taste.
Shotgun. Darnold looking quick. Caught. TJ Watt in coverage brings down the receiver.
I said no. You're right.
Gain of 4 as the clock continues to run. I don't think Seattle is trying to score here. I think they understand the Steelers' defense is just too good. Clock down to 7 seconds. This is probably going to be the last play of the half. They do not take any of their timeouts. With 2 seconds left, Darnold takes the snap. He's going to throw it short. It is caught. That looks like Jackson Smith and Jigba, Kenneth Walker picks up a first down, but that will end the first half in Pittsburgh. 10-0 the score. Just a reminder here, guys, we are raffling off one of these Steelers Talk hats. These are brand new. I think there's only 11 of them in the entire world right now. So if you guys want the next one, $10 to get into the raffle, $20 get you 3 tickets, plus you get your name on the Steelers Talk Gong. $50 we bang for you, plus you get 10 tickets. And then $250 total, we hit the Gong. We are still, like 225 something away from the next Gong hit.
Oh, yeah.
So, and if you guys don't have any money to spend on the show, that's perfectly okay. We still want to give you a chance to win the hat. All you have to do is follow me on Twitter at Jack_Sperry, on X if you want a chance to win for free. All right, here we go. Second half. Boz kicks it away. It's going to be fielded at the 5. And the return man is only going to get to the 26-yard line. I will say the Steelers have done a really good job on kickoff return today, even though McIntosh, the backup running back for Seattle, seems to be hurt on the play.
Threw his helmet
down on the ground. It doesn't look good. So here we go. Steelers defense didn't allow a single point. In the first half, now Darnold under center. He will hand it off to Kenneth Walker. And once again, a TFL 3 tackles for loss for Cam Hayward today. He's been absolutely dominant and playing like the all-pro that we know and love him to be. Second down and 12 coming up. Wing formation for Seattle with 2 tight ends on the field, 2 tight ends in the back. He will hand it off to Walker. He's got plenty of room, and there he goes. And he's going to pick up a big gain to the 46-yard line. And another big run for Kenneth Walker. That's his second first down of the game. Actually, third first down of the game. That looked like Deshaun Elliott bringing him down, saving the touchdown. But first down and 10 for Seattle. $10 super chat from Gary Frank says, hey, Coop, did you give them pink jock straps to go with that green uniform?
Maybe I did.
Be looking pretty good. Oh, my goodness. Cam Hayward absolutely smashed Kenneth Walker in the background or in the backfield. And another TFL. That is his 4th of the game. Whoever Seattle has as their starting guard going up against Cam Hayward today, it's not working, bro. Pistol formation for Darnold. Takes the snap. He will hand it off to Walker. He's got some room, but he's very quickly swarmed by Steelers defenders. 3rd down and 11 coming up. Another 3rd and very long coming up for the Seattle offense. Come on. This is what we're used to seeing on Sundays, Coop. This is what we're used to seeing on Sundays.
It's pretty realistic.
Shotgun Darnold takes the snap. Pressure getting to him. It's Watt. Now he throws, caught, but short of the sticks. Walker.
Are they going?
It's going to be 4th down and 4 coming up. Minkah Fitzpatrick on the tackle. Could this be when Seattle goes for it? They are in Steelers territory at the 48. I would not be shocked if they went for this, but they are going to punt. They don't trust themselves against the menacing Steelers defense.
Can't blame them.
Kick is away, and it's kind of a bad punt. Not terrible, I guess. It goes out at the 19-yard line, and that's where Will Howard and the Steelers will take over. I'll say this, Coop. I would absolutely love to get news that Rodgers signs this weekend or maybe tomorrow on McAfee.
Don't ruin my weekend.
So that we can put Raji in there and say he was injured the first 2 weeks. Even though, hey, we're up 10 points with Will Howard at quarterback in this one.
Sign tomorrow. JK, don't sign tomorrow.
Under center, I formation, handoff here to Jalen Warren. He's got some room to run. He picks up 7. Good pickup here from Warren. This is what I'm talking about, Coop. Get the run going. Let's get the run game going here, folks.
I want Raji to sign next Tuesday.
Well, the practices start next Tuesday.
That's when I want him to sign.
So while they're practicing, you want him to go out there on a press conference?
Yeah.
Shotgun Howard. He's got plenty of time. He finds his check down. Good job by Howard. Gets it to Warren for a first down. First down, Steelers. Let's go.
I'm going to the Stars game tomorrow, and I'm sitting in a suite.
Really?
So I don't want him to sign tomorrow.
Fancy ass. Can't sit with the people. You have to sit up with the Kings.
Yep.
Here we go, under center from their own 33-yard line. 3 receivers on the field for Pittsburgh. Play action. He's got all day to throw. He steps up, still looking down the field. Nothing there. Now he's going to look to run. There goes Will Howard picking up a first down all the way down to the 48-yard line. Look at that. Willie Howard picking up a first. Mike McDonald can't believe it. That so-called great defense of his just let Will Howard run all over their ass. Shotgun, Howard, read option, handoff to Warren, trying to find a spot. Breaks a tackle, and he's going to get around 9 yards. A good run for Jaylen Warren there on first down as the clock will continue to tick. I mean, this is an embarrassing showing by the Seattle Seahawks. I'm sorry. Will has played fine in this one, but he hasn't played great. They go empty here on 2nd down and 1. Howard looking to throw quickly. He does, and it's caught. Nice catch by Robert Woods.
Good execution by Howard.
Good job by Howard. Good job by Woods to bring in the contested look. First down Steelers as they get into Seattle territory at the 31-yard line. Shotgun Howard. In empty. Bunch to the left. He looks quick. Fires, caught, gain of 9, and once again, Robert Woods. Does Robert Woods have more catches than DK Metcalf in this one?
He might.
I think he does.
Safety blanket.
I guess so. Guess Will Howard has found some chemistry with Robert Woods. Or maybe they're just doubling DK and he's open as a result. Shotgun here, condensed look. Approaching the red zone. They're going to hand it off to Warren, who will pick up first down yardage. Gets to the 18, and as they get inside the red zone here, and that will be the end of the third quarter. 10-0, and the Steelers are driving much better this week compared to the Jets game. Again, this is kind of your last call here. $10 to get in on the raffle for the Steelers hat that we're going to be giving away at the end of the show. Plus, you guys can get in on a raffle to win a Steelers jersey if you donate that we're going to be giving away next Thursday. Shotgun for Howard. Takes the snap. He will hand it off to Jaylen Warren, who will get 3 yards on first down. What I like about the second half game plan, Coop, is that they are running the ball a lot more. And they're killing clock. You know, they're not giving Seattle really many opportunities to come back and win. Now, remember, last week versus the Jets, Steelers were up, 13-0?
Absolutely.
And they gave up 2 touchdowns in the second half to lose the game. Howard looking, nothing there. Now he's going to throw. Metcalf was open, but for some reason falls to the turf. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Can we get DK Metcalf a touchdown against his old team here? Come on now. This is if there's any game that you got to feed DK Metcalf, Coop, it's this game.
100%.
Shotgun for Howard on 3rd and 7. This is a big one right here because a touchdown pretty much puts this game away. Howard looking. He throws. It's dropped. Hospital ball to Calvin Austin III, who can't bring it down. It'll be 4th down and 7. And once again, the Steelers will leave the door open for a potential comeback here for Seattle as they will send Boswell out for the gimme field goal. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 13-0 Steelers lead. Now, Coop, the Steelers defense has been unbelievable in this game. I'm not necessarily worried, but, if Sam Darnold leads a touchdown drive here,
you're in trouble.
I feel like, I don't know if Will Howard's got that killer instinct in him to put games away. Guess we'll see. Leaving the door open in the fourth quarter, never a good thing. You know why the Seattle Seahawks are playing so bad, Coop? Because you gave them the shitty socks.
Maybe.
And hey, maybe that's a good thing. Kick is away from Boz. It's caught at the 5-yard line. Jim says he's got to go. Jim, thanks for watching, my friend.
Appreciate you, Jim.
We'll see you next week. And the return gets to the 31. A good return from Seattle. So here comes Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. They are not out of this. All right, if they get a touchdown here, that puts the pressure on the Steelers to score and make this a 2-possession game again to put it away. But here we go. They go super condensed formation with a bunch to the right. Single back formation. We'll hand it off. It's Kenneth Walker, who will get a gain of 5. Good tackle from Joey Porter Jr. to bring him down. Second down and 5. Empty for Darnold here. They will send Walker in motion. Takes the snap, looking, throws quickly on a slant. It is caught by Cooper Kupp. It looked like he dropped it for a second, but Kupp makes the tough catch. First down, Seahawks. And Coop, they got to move quickly here, but I'm starting to get a little, nervous here after the way last week's game finished.
They're going to have to no-huddle it.
So here we go, shotgun Darnold. Clock continues to tick, takes the snap, looks quickly, caught Noah Fant, who was in the backfield for some reason, picks up just 1 yard. Cole Holcomb with a nice tackle here. Shotgun Darnold here on 2nd down and 9. Pressure getting to him. Now he throws it quickly to Fant again for just another short gain. Darnold is rattled, Coop. He can sense that pressure, and he's just getting it right to his check down.
It's a Cam Hayward game.
Cam Hayward is dominating this one, folks. 4 tackles for loss for him today. Sacks for Jack Sawyer and Keanu Benton as well. They go empty here on 3rd and 7. Takes the snap. Steelers send blitz. He's immediately running for his life. Now he throws. Did he catch it? He did. Oh, my goodness. Jackson Smith and Jigba with a diving catch to keep the Seattle Seahawks alive as they get down inside the Steelers' red zone.
A circus catch.
Oh, my gosh, man. This can't be happening again. No huddle here. Approaching the 2-minute warning. Trips left. Takes the snap. Darnold looking. Throws short. Caught. Cooper Kupp. Cole Holcomb can't make the tackle. First down, Seahawks. Down to the Steelers' 9. This is going to take it down to the 2-minute warning. So essentially it's going to come down to if the Seahawks score a touchdown here, all Pittsburgh needs to do is get a first down and the game is over.
Gary says, Jack and Coop, you should do a fantasy team.
Yeah, maybe.
Not in Madden.
Not in Madden, no.
We're not going to do that.
No. All right, back to the game here. Appreciate the 2, Gary. After the 2-minute warning, here we go. Seattle has the football at the Steelers' 9. First down and goal. Shotgun Darnold. This has been their best drive of the game so far by far. Now Darnold's looking to run. Oh, my God, he could have just ran it into the end zone. He just throws it out of bounds. Sam Darnold's an idiot.
Lack of awareness.
I mean, there was nobody that was going to stop Sam Darnold from running into the end zone, and instead he just throws it out of bounds. What a dumbass.
That was a Justin Fields play.
That was a Justin. Come on now. Justin beat us last week. Shotgun Darnold looking. He's got time in the pocket. Now he's starting to run out. Now he's rolling out. He throws it cross-body out of bounds. 3rd down and goal. Darnold is running for his life against the Steelers pass rush. And they're lighting him up, man. They're bringing the pressure. 3rd down and goal. Come on. Type those 3s. Type those stops in the chat. Shotgun, Darnold looking. He's got some time. He throws end zone in the corner. Incomplete. 4th down and goal.
JPJ with the PBU.
JPJ with a nice play, and it's going to come down to this last play.
Seahawks still have 3 timeouts.
That is true, but, I mean, are they sending out the field goal unit? Oh, no. I was going to say. Here we go. This is the game here for Seattle. They're going to make an audible at the line of scrimmage, go empty here with trips left with 2 receivers out to the right. Takes the snap. He's looking. Steelers send blitz. He throws. End zone. Knocked away by Cole Holcomb. Steelers take over, and they're going to win this football game.
Are you sure?
Yep, I am sure.
3 timeouts left.
I don't care. Unless they get an onside kick, it's over. Which they won't. Will they?
I don't know.
13-0 Steelers. Steelers defense pitching a shutout. Minute 42 left. I'm sure because it's Madden, Seattle is going to use the timeouts here, and they're going to punt it away. But it certainly seems like the Steelers are setting themselves up to get back to 500, start their season 1-1 with Will Howard under center. They hand it off to Jaylen Warren, picks up 2 yards, timeout Seahawks, as they are using their timeouts. Because it's Madden, they don't understand when to quit. Hoping for some kind of miracle, some sort of fumble that can put them back in it. 2nd down and 8 once again. Steelers show up with 2 tight ends and a single back formation. Howard under center. He's going to send Muth in motion before the snap. Offset I formation now. Takes the snap, hands it off to Jaylen Warren, who will pick up a decent gain of 2 to get to 3rd down and 6. Type R for run, type P for pass. What are you doing in this situation? Are you trying to pass to put them away for good and go into victory formation? Or are you trying to run and keep the clock moving? We've got Steelers Smitty in the house, folks.
What's up, gang? What's up, bro? Chilling, dude.
What's up, Steelers Smitty? You want to say something to the Yens?
I can say something to the Yens. Hold on.
Shotgun Howard, they will throw it. It's going to be caught by Metcalf. 1st down, he puts away the Seahawks. What's up, Steelers Smitty? Doing all right?
What's going on? Good to see us, Yinzers. What do we got here? We got the Hawks in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, we're down.
Your team.
We're up.
Yeah, your team.
No, not my team. Not my team. Not my team. Go Big Blue. Go Giants. They don't play Pittsburgh this year.
No, they don't.
Staten Island is not a borough.
Staten Island, not a borough. It's Staten Italy. We don't claim them.
It's all right, man. We're not going to make you drink a boot today, Steelers Smitty.
Yeah,
Victory formation for the Steelers. They knee it down.
It's not over yet.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I owe Coop $5 because
You do.
I thought he was reverse psychologying me. Was that even that's not a word, but he was using reverse psychology on me to make me think that the Steelers were going to lose.
Running another play.
I guess they're going to run another play here. But we all know what's going to happen here. Steelers are taking the dub. Jaylen Warren just bouncing off of defenders. 4-yard gain. Clock will go down. We got 1 more play to go in this football game. Steelers Smitty, what's on the docket tonight, man?
Not much going on. I'm going to watch the Thunder Timberwolves game.
Yep. He says he's going to watch Western Conference Finals Game 2. Go Wolves.
Yep, go Wolves.
As my main man Ant-Man likes to say, fuck 'em.
Welcome.
And there we go. We knee it. And that is it. Steelers go to 1-1 on the Madden simulated season. They win 13-0. The defense pitches a shutout versus Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks after losing in dramatic fashion to Justin Fields in Week 1 on the road. Steelers get back to 1-1, and let's hope once we get back on the weekend, Raji is back from injury. But we will see if Will Howard remains the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers when we play the Patriots next week.
I want
Monday.
Raji to sign on Tuesday.
I mean, why not Monday?
Because I'm off Monday.
Then you get to come in.
Exactly.
Why not tomorrow on McAfee?
Because I'm going to the Stars game tomorrow.
Well, McAfee is in the early portion of the day.
Fair.
You'd be able to go to the Stars game.
Yeah, tomorrow would be
in
fun.
your luxury suite with all the kings
My
that
dad.
you're going to be dining with.
I didn't pay for it.
All right, so we need to add some names to the raffle for the people that have followed me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Troy Obuga.
He didn't follow you on Twitter? That's weird.
Well, he shared the stream on Twitter, which also counts.
And?
Lost Dog. Caleb McEwen.
I don't know how to spell that.
So
I'll just
Caleb
say
with a
M.
K, like Caleb Johnson.
Caleb M.
And then MIKULIN. McEwen. Then we need J7. Brian. Alejandro, and Bo. So if you guys have entries into the Steelers Talk hat raffle, we're going to be giving away one of these during every single Steelers Talk live show this summer during our Madden Summer Series. And next week, we're going to be giving away a Steelers jersey on Thursday along with one of these hats. So make sure you join us for next Thursday's live stream. We go live every Monday and Thursday for the live streams. So make sure you join us for every single show.
I think it'd be funny if Raji didn't sign.
I know you think it would be funny because I would hate him forever if he decides to retire.
You would crash out.
I would crash out, especially if he waits until like mid-July.
You would go Smitty style crash out.
Yes, I will go. I will have the same reaction to Rodgers retiring as Steelers Smitty had to Jason Tatum's Achilles rupturing. Fuck! I'm laughing at Smitty, not at Jason Tatum's ruptured Achilles. I want to make that abundantly clear. My thoughts and prayers go out to JT.
Mine don't.
Yours don't because you don't like the Celtics.
Or Jason Tatum. Or Smitty for that matter.
Or Smitty. He doesn't like Smitty at all.
Smitty has made me hate the Boston Celtics. What's going on, BC?
Well, just so you guys know, Steelers Smitty did go around the office last year when they won the title with Post-it notes saying, "Fuck you, I'm a champion."
He did.
Even to the people that weren't talking shit.
Oh, no.
Including me. Was I talking shit on the Celtics? No.
Anybody who picked the Mavericks? You picked the Mavericks.
Okay, fair enough. I did pick the Mavericks to win the series. Justin Baloo also did in 5, infamously.
Rubs and falls.
Unfortunately for the Mavericks.
Unfortunately, we wasn't around long enough to get a vote.
That is funny.
I don't know why there are blanks on here.
Oh, it happened to me too. Just fucking.
Yeah,
So just so you guys know, there are blanks on here, but I think that's just a glitch. So we're going to spin it here for the hat. Let's see.
No way.
Caleb, one of our ex-followers today, got it in.
I think, Spare Dog, we should work something out and give Gary Frank a hat too.
You know what? Kurgan gave a $69 super chat today. So what we're going to do, we're going to give away 2 hats. Caleb gets one. And because Gary has entered so many raffles and he's never won, we're going to get Gary a Steelers Talk hat today. So 2 winners today. Caleb wins one and Gary wins one. Congratulations to you guys. Appreciate all of the support that you guys give to the channel. Without you guys, we would not be here. Again, if you didn't win a Steelers Talk hat, we're going to be giving one away for every stream that we do the rest of the summer. So you're going to have plenty of chances to win one as the summer goes on. But thank you guys so much for sticking with us here for all of our content today. We've been live since 4 p.m. Here on the Central time zone. So 2-hour live show today. I think today went really smoothly, Coop. I think things were pretty darn good. Steelers win the Madden stream, which is good. So without further ado, we'll see you guys next time. Again, if Rodgers signs this weekend, which is a possibility, we will be here whenever and if it happens. All right. So just so you guys know that, we'll see you guys later. And until next time, here we go, Steelers.
Peace.